Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this afternoon for another movie review. I got a chance to watch this new 2024 movie for Civil War, the movie I did buy on Blu ray and DVD to see what I was going to think of this film overall. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for this hour and 49-minute film of Civil War, the Alex Garland film, and let you know my thoughts on this film overall. So let's dive into this movie review. Now, basically, it stars Kristen Dunst from the Spider Man film from back in the day, like 22 years ago. But with this film, it basically comes a journey across a dystopian future America following a team of military embedded journalists as they race against time to reach DC before rebel factions descend upon the White House. That's what the whole premise of the story is, but with what I watched with this film, I gotta say, I think it's a decent film, but it's not one of the best I've seen. I mean, the action was good. I'll give that credit where it's due. But it's the story that just kind of puts you in a loophole of confusion a bit. It's like, okay, so who's the bad guys? Who's doing what? It's like it's like an every man for himself kind of war between people, basically people killing people in this film, and it's just all of America is fucked basically in this film, and it it's just a movie that I didn't know if I liked. Thought it was okay. I mean, the performances weren't terrible, but it's just, well, I'm gonna say the performances were kind of mid, and just the execution of the film and the story was okay. But this wasn't one of my favorite films this year. Um, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I just thought it was okay of a watch. It is a little bit of a mixed bag, and I I think some of the premise had an interesting story, but it just the execution was the thing with this film. There were moments where I could feel for Kaylee Spaney's performance as Jessie in this film. I think her performance was actually solid until the ending, and then her performance kind of died down, and it's like, okay, this movie's going into a bleak execution, and it's just, I don't even know what to think of it. It's like, okay, so that happened, and the president in the movie did die at the end of the film, and it's like, then what was this fucking movie supposed to pertain to be about? Like, oh, well, you gotta. It's kind of like a message to the world, this kind of movie, and to society itself, saying, let's not go down this route, kind of shit. So, pretty much everyone's a loose cannon in this film, and it's just, I don't know. I just, this film was iffy. But if I were to give this a score, I'm gonna give it an okay 6.5 out of 10. It's an okay film. I mean, it's probably not something I'm gonna keep this movie. I only wanted to own it for the collection just to see if I would like it or not. And with what I watched, I think it's an okay film. The I'll give it credit where it's due. The action sequences are pretty badass, but it's the execution of the story that was the main problem with this film, and it felt so bleak, and I was a little disappointed with this film in a way. But I think execution wise, the movie performed okay. So 6.5 out of 10 for Civil War, the 2024 film. I wish it would have been something I would have liked, but I felt unentertained with this. It felt so bleak of a movie, and it just went nowhere. And it's like, okay, so this was not the best Alex Garland film. And to be honest, I've never even heard of him till now. But there might have been other films I've heard of him from, but with this one pertaining to be not his best work, just okay at least. So 6.5 out of 10 for Civil War. Thanks for watching this movie review this afternoon.